and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. If you are new and you like makeup, beauty, hair or hauls, then please consider subscribing. So for today's video I have a full face of first impressions, quite a few new products I would say. I've got some iconic London, I have some MUA, I've got, this isn't new, this has been around a while, but I've got the Pixi bronze stick, some Erborian, some Made by Mitchell, Revolution Pro, Milk, What's Up Beauty. I've got the new lipsticks as well, some Sheglam, and also the new e.l.f. setting spray. Right, okay, so before I go on and do eyes, I'm going to be using the new iconic bronzing drops on my face, like underneath as a base. So these are the Instant Sunshine bronzing drops. They're in universal, so you know, one size fits all, and the packaging looks like this. I love this. It looks like a big syringe, but the colour of the actual product is beautiful. I can see why this would be quite universal. It is quite buildable as well. I've done a TikTok with it. So yeah, I'm just looking. You can add this to your primer, which is what I'm going to do today. You can add it to your moisturiser, or you can use it alone. I used it alone actually on the TikTok and it wasn't too much at all. Some of them can be quite dark, but that one was absolutely fine. In fact, it gave a really nice kind of sun-kissed look to it. But I can imagine if you use too much of it, it would be, you know, too much. So as I say, I'm going to mix it with my primer. So I'm just using the Ciate Dewy Skin Primer. And I'm going to pop it on the back of my hand. So we're going to use about that much, which is probably a bit too much to be quite honest with you. But because I'm mixing it, kind of want to make sure I've got enough. So we're going to pop just one drop. See, that's just one drop and it goes, you know, a really long way. You do get quite a lot of product in here. There's, well, it says 13 ml, which doesn't actually sound a lot, but I suppose if you're only using one pump, it does go quite far. Okay, so I'm just going to take like a powder brush and pick it up on there so that we can mix them together. So I'm going to start off on this side. My skin's not the best at the moment. I don't know what's going on. I'm assuming it's hormones. But yeah, you can see it's definitely, you know, like very sun-kissed. If you want to, you can just use this on certain parts of your face. You don't have to go all over with it. I do, because I normally do anyway. I've been using bronzing drops for years. I used to sort of use the original. I still do sometimes. I'm using them up, the Drunk Elephant ones. But I've been on the hunt for a really good dupe, and there's so many about now. The best ones I've come across so far have been the W7 ones. The Revolution ones aren't bad. They're not. I just don't feel they're quite as pigmented as the W7 ones, or of course the Drunk Elephant ones, because I like to mix them. Some people put them directly onto their face, but I do normally like to mix them in with my moisturiser. I've never actually done it with primer, but it does make sense. Okay, so we're all on now, so if I come up really close for you. So that's how we're looking. So it's, you know, it looks very natural with regards to, you know, my skin still looks like skin, obviously. You know, there's not a ton of coverage from it or anything, but you could quite easily use it on its own, you know, rather than underneath the rest of your makeup. I like it, I really do. It has got a little bit more of a shimmer to it, like the Drunk Elephant ones, I would say. Some of them have been coming up quite matte that I've tried. Well, not matte, but there's no shimmer in them, whereas this one does have that. So with regards to that, I would say personally this is the closest dupe for the Drunk Elephant ones that I found. But yeah, and it's probably as pigmented as well. But it just looks so beautifully dewy. Yeah, just that really nice kind of sun-kissed bronze look. But I think this is going to look really nice underneath my sort of my skin tint today. Right, so next I'm going to go on with eyes before we go ahead and do the rest of my base. So for that, I picked up in Superdrug, the Firestorm palette from MUA. I thought this looked absolutely gorgeous. I love warm tones, and this is like a really nice warm tone palette. So yeah, if we just open it up, so that's how we're looking. So absolutely beautiful. We've got a nice selection of mattes to shimmers in here as well. And it's really nice to see this colour here as like a colour for blending out. Because I don't often see colours like that, but I think these are beautiful, really lovely shades. Let's give them a swatch. Okay, so here's all the swatches. These are really nice. I do love MUA eyeshadows. Well, a lot of their makeup actually, but I think these are absolutely beautiful. Really nice pigment. Bearing in mind, I've literally just gone over them the once. And as I say, we've got some really lovely kind of really light shades in here, and then we have some beautiful dark tones as well, but such beautiful warm colours. Right, okay, so eyes primed. So I'm going to start off by going into, see, I absolutely love this colour here, this like pinky mauvey shade, and I always go for colours like that, but I just really like it. So I think I'm going to start off by going into this shade here in my crease. See, that's just really nice. It's got some beautiful pigment to it, I will say that, and it's laying on there really nicely. Yeah, that is such a pretty colour. It's kind of like an orangey brown, I would say. I love it. Right, so I'm going to blend the edge of that one out using this shade just here, so the really light one in there. Okay, so I'm just going to take this, kind of tickle it just around the edge of this shade, just because I want to, well, blend it out quite obviously. Oh, that's worked really nice to blend that. Look at the difference. Yeah, it's like the perfect blending shade. So then on the outer part of my lid here, I really want to go in with this one, so I'm going to. This is that kind of like pinky, or it's like a dusky pinky mauve, I would say. So I'm just going to pack it on and then blend it through. Oh, I love that colour. It is so nice. It's actually not far off the kind of browny shade that I used just here. So it's obviously got, yeah, quite a brown, I suppose when you look at it, you can see it is quite a brown undertone to it. It certainly looks that way on camera, but in person it does look more pink. I suppose a bit bricky. So yeah. On the inner part here, I'm going to go in with a shimmer, and I think I am going to go in with the one in the middle, just here. So it's kind of like, I think it's like a pinky, goldy, almost a bit duochrome-y look. Right, so I'm going to pop this, as I say, just on this kind of front bit, just here. Oh, my eyes are willy. My eyes are really watery today. Yeah, because of the time of year. And I forgot to put contacts in. Normally, I find if I put my contacts in, it kind of shields them a bit and they don't water quite as much. But yeah, it's one of them things. Yeah, it's really nice actually. It's kind of peachy, I would say, this one. It's a really nice peachy shimmer. It is beautiful. I love shades like this. Pretty. It's kind of quite simple because all the colours are quite close together. But yeah, it is still pretty. Wearable. Do you know what, actually? Because this one here, I found it more of like a topper. I am just going to, with my finger, just pop some of that just over the top of that shimmer that I've just used. Just so we've got that tiny bit of contrast, really. It definitely looks different to that one. Right, so I've just popped some mascara on as well. So I'm going to go ahead and do the base, and then I'll come back to the underneath when I've done that. So for the base, we're going in with this one here. So this is the Made by Mitchell Truth Tint, and this one is in the shade T4. I can't remember what shade I bought. So I'm just going to give it a little shake. It has got one of those balls in, which is great. I do like it when it has those because yeah, it's really easy, you know, if it separates or anything, to give it a good mix back together again. So we have a squeezy tube on here. So I'm going to pop some of this on the back of my hand like that. So as you can see, it's quite a runny formula. Really nice colour though. And I'm going to go on with a brush. So that's just how I like to do it. Just move my hair out of the way. I'm going on this side first. And it's very serum-like the texture when it's going on. It feels like skincare. It's very nice and serum-like. Glides on without any issues whatsoever. So yeah, look, it's just, the finish on it is beautiful. Again, I have filmed a TikTok with this, but it is absolutely beautiful. If you look at the difference between the two sides, honestly, it's just stunning. Just going to take a sponge and we'll just pat that in just to make sure it's right in there, and get rid of those brush strokes as well. Yeah, so you see, really nice. Such a beautiful, beautiful formula. And it's really lightweight as well, because it has that kind of runny consistency, and I say it's quite serum-like. It's so lightweight, it doesn't feel like you're wearing makeup at all. As I say, it's just like you're wearing skincare. I wouldn't say it beats my all-time favourite kind of BB cream, which is the Erborian one. But it's blooming close. It's a really close second, you know, for an affordable product as well. Absolutely lovely. Okay, so that's it all on now. It's just a really nice finish. If you're looking for something with coverage, this isn't for you. It is extremely light, but it is a skin tint. It's not a foundation. I prefer kind of BB creams, CC creams and skin tints personally. But yeah, it's so beautiful, and it doesn't feel kind of tacky or anything either. It feels quite comfortable on the skin. It's also layered really nicely as well over the top of that, that iconic bronzing drops as well. Really nice. So I do have the new Erborian concealer, I was going to say foundation then, in the shade Clare, which is what I use in all of the base products from Erborian. So I'm going to use a little bit of this on my under eyes. That's all. If I use concealer, that's the only place that I will use it, and I put on the tiniest amount as well. So that's all I'm using. So I'll just do this eye so we compare. Oh, can't get my words out today. I'm just going to take this little concealer brush and just here. And just with my ring finger, we'll just pat it in a bit as well. Oh, that's lovely. Can you see how much brighter that side looks compared to that side, but without being too bright? You wouldn't look at it and say, oh, she's got loads of concealer on her under eyes. But it definitely kind of takes away that dullness. You can see how kind of dull and puffy it looks, especially around this area just here on this side. Compared to this side, it's a lot more even. And it looks more open as well. Look, my eye actually looks a bit bigger on this side where it's brighter as well. I do love Erborian products, I really do. I know they've got a lot of kind of hype around them more recently. But I mean, I've been using them for about, I'd say 2 to 3 years now. And I've never found a dud, I really haven't. I even used to like the crayon concealer, the BB crayon. And I still do. I say I used to, but I still like it. Yeah, really nice. But I've never found a bad product from them. Honestly, I swear by them. And as I said before, you know, the BB cream is my all-time favourite one. Oh, that's so nice. I absolutely love that. And again, like I said about the skin tint, this one as well has, you know, you can barely feel it on the skin. It doesn't feel cakey. It feels a really nice formula. Again, it's almost like a little bit skincare-y. Like it feels a little bit serumy on the under eye, like quite hydrating. It doesn't feel drying whatsoever. I really like that. That is a beautiful product and one that I will reach for quite often as well. I had a few kind of little spots just around here. I waxed my eyebrows the other day, that's probably why. But yeah, and it's covered those quite nicely as well. In fact, I do have one on my forehead. Let's just see. I'm just going to pop a little bit on. We'll just let that dry down a little bit, and then we'll see how it covers that spot. Okay, so I'm just going to use my finger and we'll just pat it in. Yeah, that's good, isn't it? Look at that. Again, it doesn't look like I've got obvious concealer over it. I mean, you can still see it slightly because it's a bump, but it's definitely taken that redness away, hasn't it? That's really nice. Beautiful. Right, so I'm just going to quickly dip back into the MUA palette again. I think I'm just going to take this shade just here at the top and just run that underneath my lower lash line. Right then, so for bronzer, I am going on with this one here. So this is the Pixi On The Glow bronzer, and this one's in the shade Warm Glow, which actually looks a little bit pinky, but, so it's like this, and then it's like that. So it's got a little bit of a pinky undertone, I would say, quite light. What I'm going to do is take a brush and I'm going to take it straight onto the brush. I just prefer to do this than to draw onto my face directly. I feel like I have more control. You know, you can build up the colour rather than just working with what you've just stuck on your face, basically. Right, so we've picked it up on the brush, and I did pick up quite a lot. And I'm going to start off here. I just felt like I like my bronzer to be, I don't like it to be too dark, too orange. And I felt, looking at the shades, because I got this one from Boots, that there was quite a contrast between them. It went from like this one was, there was one that was even lighter than this, but then there was this one, which is the Warm Glow. And then the next one up was quite a lot darker. And I felt like that one looked like it would have been too dark for me. But I'd rather get a bronzer that you can build up, because it's easier to build it up, isn't it, than to dull it down. That's actually really nice. It's got a beautiful glow to it. And can you see? You can definitely see it. You know, it's there. And I do feel like it's just right for me. As I say, I don't like it to be too dark, but I just feel like that blends in really nicely. Yeah, I do really like that. That is my kind of product. Not too much, nice and dewy looking, healthy looking, and yeah, I really like it. I think that's beautiful. And then next we have this blush here. So this is probably, I should think you've seen 100 reviews on this already. But yeah, it came to the UK a lot later than it came to the US. So obviously everyone in the US was releasing reviews like months before anyone in the UK was. I have had this a while, but yeah, I was kind of waiting to feature it in a first impressions. So this is the Milk Jelly blush. I got the shade Burst. So it looks really dark and it looks really purple. It smells really nice. So yeah, it's kind of like very jellyish. I don't want to press too hard, but as you can see, it's really kind of stainy. It also dries down very quickly. So what I'm going to do is actually use a brush on it. I'm going to take my blusher brush. We're going to wind that right down because I don't want to break it. And I'm going to take it directly onto the brush. Where's my mirror? I need to work quick. So again on this side. So pretty. I just feel like, you know, especially if you can't work quick with makeup products, which to be honest, sometimes I can't. I like to take my time. I just find you get that little bit more playtime using a brush. And as I say, it kind of gives you that little bit more control with it as well. Really nice, like a beautiful kind of bright pink. Beautiful. A lot of people prefer the more corally toned one. what's the name of that one? I can't remember. And that's the one that seems to sell out really quick. But personally, I have my eye on this one from the start. I think that is stunning. Really nice. That's my kind of colour. Oh, look, it's just so bright and, oh, beautiful. It's a real kind of like, it's almost like a bit of an 80s pink, I would say. Stunning. Love it. Really nice. And then for highlighter, we have the new Revolution Pro. This is the Dewy Glaze Serum Highlighter. I got the shade Pink Glow. I love a kind of a pink highlighter, I have to say. So it's one of the ones with the little sponge applicators just here. So we're going to squeeze some to the top. And I'm going to use a sponge for this one. So I'm going to pop... Whoops, that's a bit too much. I'm just going to pop that there and then take my sponge and very carefully blend that in. Oh, look at that. They released, I think this is like the third, I don't know about Revolution Pro, but Revolution as a whole have released about 3 of these, and I've bought all of them. Yeah, over the last, I'd say, year or two. And I would say this one is definitely more of a glow than the others, because they were, I'd say they had more kind of glittery particles in, whereas this one is definitely more glowy, and it blends really nicely. As you can see, you know, I put quite a lot on to start off with, probably a lot more than I normally would with a liquid highlighter, and it just blends so nicely. Oh, that is so pretty. Just when it catches the light, you get that really beautiful glow. And then as I face forward, it just disappears. There's no cast. So pretty. I love that. Stunning. So very lastly for face, I haven't done my, or I haven't finished off my brows yet. So we have this product here. I'm a little bit scared, to be honest, because when I tried this before, I didn't really know how to use it properly. So this is the Sheglam Brow-Fection angled brush and dip, and I've seen these as in just the brush online, you know, many times, but this has the product and the brush in here as well. So you have to push this to pick up the product. Let me show you on my arm, because it gives the most perfect, like, this is the brush just here. I'll show you that. So you can see it's like really kind of separated bristles. And if I show you here, just very quickly, you can get the most perfect brow hairs. Look at that. I mean, it's amazing. But when I tried it on my brows, when I did a short with it, I couldn't quite get the hair-like strokes to look natural. It almost looked a bit blocky, but I wasn't sure if it was because I did my skincare just beforehand, which is why I've left it quite a long time before doing it this time. And I also went up. I'm going to try and go down. So let's try. I only really do the front. So let's try here. Oh, see, that's so much better going that way than when I went that way. Look at that. It is definite kind of hair-like strokes. And that's all I need. Just that tiny bit, just there. Look at that. Oh, wow. See, that's what I wanted from it before. Trial and error, isn't it? I was obviously just, it doesn't work as well if you use it, you know, the other way round, as opposed to going downwards with it. Oh, I love it. Absolutely love it. And how quick and easy as well, because you're getting like, I don't know, 20 hair strokes out of one stroke. Yeah, that's exactly what I was after and what I was hoping for. I was obviously using it wrong. So let's set this down now. So I have the new e.l.f. Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray. So this is a dual phase one. So we have the kind of spray here, and then we have this oily layer just here, which we have to mix together. So yeah, this is kind of like a spray version of the Power Grip Primer, I believe. So yeah, I think it kind of works in a reverse way, so it kind of locks it in from the outside, as most setting sprays should do, but you know what I mean. So we have, Oh, a very fine mist, really fine. Can't really smell anything. Well, not yet anyway. Right, let's pop it on. Oh, it's quite easy to get carried away with that because it's so fine. I just feel like I was spraying forever there. Right, let's help that to dry down a bit. Oh, it really does blend things together. I do like a dual phase setting spray. I've got a couple of the Beauty Crop ones and I really like them. Yeah, this one feels... Does it feel sticky? No, I wouldn't say it does actually. It doesn't feel sticky at all. I don't feel like, you know, the makeup's coming off on my hands afterwards. So it's obviously doing the job. But yeah, I really like it. I love the finish it gives. I'd say this is definitely one for drier skin, which is, you know, me, rather than an oily skin. I think that if you're oily, this might be a little bit too much for you. But yeah, if you're dry like myself or even combination, then I think this would be great. So the very last thing that I have to do is lips, and I have just been sent from What's Up Beauty these lipsticks, an amazing company. I rave about them every time I use them because it's a small business, well, small-ish business. They've grown so much over the last couple of years. But yeah, they do the most amazing products. Like I'm talking like, you know, real high-end stuff, but for the price point, it is really good. And you just wait till you see these. The detail they put into them as well is incredible. So I have, this one here is called Eye of Ra. So they've got kind of like an Egyptian theme. And this is the packaging. How beautiful is this? We've got this kind of like really nice bright cobalt blue with the What's Up branding on the top just there. And then look at this. It did have What's Up Beauty on the top there, but when I swatched it, that's obviously come off, but we can still see the amazing Egyptian sort of detailing. So we've got like hieroglyphics. And then we have, I don't know, one of the Egyptian kings, queens on there. Yeah, and it just looks incredible. It really does. We've got like, you know, you can see little pyramids around the bottom. The detail is insane. It really is. So I also have this one here is Anchor. Is it Anchor? Spelt like that. Which is more of a kind of a rusty sort of nude, which I love. I probably will use that one. And then we also have Seba, which is like this. So that is what I would call like a perfect nude. Really beautiful. So there we go. That's the swatches of the colours there for you. So they're all very nude, but they do have slightly different kind of undertones and hues to them. This is definitely the one that is my favourite. I love this kind of bricky tone nude. This one's beautiful as well though, this kind of almost rosy pink one. So I think I'm going to go for this one, which I believe is Anchor. A-N-K-H. And yeah, Anchor, surely. I don't know. Right, so let's go on with this. Oh, it goes really nice with this eye look. Oh, what a stunning colour. Look at that. It's so creamy as well. It feels really nice. Okay, so here is the finished look. And overall, I'm actually really happy with this. The skin tint, I'm a big fan of this. I know it's not got the most amazing coverage. And if I'm being honest, I've got a hair or something coming out my nose. It's really itching. If I'm being totally honest, my skin isn't great at the moment. I did use a product that I've not used before to you know, test, and I just don't think it's agreed with my skin, to be honest with you. It's gone a bit blotchy and it's really triggered my rosacea, so it is quite red at the moment. But I will say that with regards to how this feels on the skin, how it looks on the skin, and the colour that it has got in it is really nice. I love this product. really impressed with this. Now I know how to use it properly. Look at that. I just think it's incredible. I really do. And so easy. Like 1, 2, done. It was so easy to use. The lipstick's stunning. Such beautiful formulas. The eyeshadow palette, I really like that as well. I think that's really nice. What else? The concealer, the Erborian concealer. Love it. It hasn't even like, or barely creased after, you know, the probably 45 minutes that I've had it on now. The bronzer was nice. I don't feel that it is probably one that I would use in a full makeup look like this in the future. It's probably one that I would put on just for like a minimal makeup look, like an everyday thing. But I think that's kind of what they're for anyway. What else was there? The bronzing drops. Yeah, love these. Really nice. The setting spray, love. The highlighter, love that as well. The blush, beautiful. Look how bright pink that is. That is stunning. Yeah, to be honest, everything. There was nothing that I disliked at all in this look. So, as always, all products shown in today's video, I will link in the description box below for you, along with any discount codes as well. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed watching, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up, and I'd really appreciate it. It'd mean the absolute world to me if you did enjoy watching this video, and you would like to see more content from me in the future, and you would like to subscribe to my channel. Until then, thanks for watching. Bye!